And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guest. She's an actress and senior Swiftie who has reached the point where she prefers a comfortable butt to an Eras ticket. It's Jackie Johnson. And she's a comedian who is silently determining your correct bra size, Carl. It's Lizzie Cooperman. Chef Jeff is here to let you know that he will not be Xing on X, and he will not be threading on Threads either. But his cat, Louie, absolutely fucking will. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her the good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison Rosen, Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little vegan chocolate cakes. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate, which I like to think was in honor of one of our guests today, who is a noted and notable vegan, was sent in on Patreon by Kim Platt. Yes, I am on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff there. There's episodes of The Friend Zone, my bonus Patreon podcast. There is a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. And it's kind of filled with tea and gossip. Not always, but if I have some, I like to share it. And I did recently, and then accidentally it leaked. And that was not my favorite experience, but I'm just saying, guys, I'm playing with fire for you. You can send in carbs, all sorts of fun stuff. I think I've already said that, but that's how fun it is. If you opt for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. I'd like to say hello to my guest, Jackie Johnson. Hello.
Your Patreon tea leaked?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because, I leak my tea. I go hard on my Patreon with the tea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A person said to me, hey, I ran into someone who told me that I ran into someone last night. I don't know how the Patreon texting thing works, but she said that you were feeling this way about this and blah, blah, blah. And yeah.
Whoa.
And I keep realizing I haven't talked about it publicly. I talked about it on the next Patreon episode.
Yeah.
I think the person, I still don't know who leaked it. I have suspicions, but I don't know. I think it was done in
of course,
with the best of intentions of trying to be like, hey, she's unclear about some motivations here.
Wow.
And it actually, the crazy thing is that the outcome wasn't terrible because now I do have more clarity on something, and I'll fill you in after, but I'll fill you in when you subscribe to my Patreon. But it did make me go hey, this is the cardinal rule here is that we don't do that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to go in knowing that whatever you say can be put out there.
I'm so trusting. Yeah.
So you get really personal in your Patreon.
Well,
talking
I
about-
just know because of the past and whatnot, you have to know that whatever you're spilling could be leaked. So it's you can't really go hard with it. I always say, I make it very obvious who I'm talking about, but I don't say who. So that if they come at me, I can be like, I never said your name. I'll be like, this particular podcast host with this particular color hair who's on this particular network, whatever.
Works for herself.
Yeah,
it's me, right?
Yeah. It's always you.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm talking about.
Okay. And see, it never even got back to me. So, I was kind of hoping that the person would take it on themselves to be like, hey, I just want to let you know it was me. But that hasn't happened yet. And then the person that I suspect it might be, I kind of want to send them a message hey, but I feel like that's super accusatory. And I don't want, but it's really I'm not coming from an accusatory place, but it would feel yucky if they were there.
Well, this is just a lot of boundary issues being crossed, and it's a whole thing. And I've had this with my Patreon. Do you remember when I called you crying saying I think somebody's going to kill me in my sleep? Yeah. Things can get a little crazy.
Yeah.
Again,
patreon.com/Allison Rosen. Lizzie, what about you?
For free makeup or something?
Yeah.
I will get
choke me out for my foundation stash.
You gave me a great eyeshadow palette.
I was going to ask if you've used it.
Yes, I've used the white in the pop.
It's
Yeah.
fun,
It was white, purple, pink.
Those are
She
good
won it in the grab bag of
colors.
fun. She won it in the grab bag of fun.
I love that.
Yeah, I won big. I won big.
Okay, so Lizzie Cooperman, hello. And then joining us, filling in for Tony, is Jeff Fox.
Hi, Allison.
Shove it up your butt, Daniel. You're wrong.
He's not even here.
I know,
Yeah,
but
no
no worries! Exclamation point, but there are worries. But that's how wrong he is.
He is so wrong.
I know.
How can he be right if he's not here?
Listen, I mentioned recently that I have my new merch store up and running. We've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, we've got mugs, stickers, hats, notebooks, a pint glass, a water bottle. I don't know if I ever said that, but like just so much fun stuff. And you can get to it by going to go to AllisonRosen.com and click on the thing at the top that says merch store. But some of the merch like makes reference to drops that we don't hear that much anymore. So Jeff and Tony's going to get this memo too. If you could work in 4 avocados, if you could work in do we have an Eat a Bag of Dicks? Yeah, the Eat a Bag of Dicks song. We don't have Touch the Tushy merch yet, but I just feel like that one hasn't been played in a while.
I've been looking for Greg at Dodger games because I want to get people to go up to him and start going, 4 avocados, and they'll have no idea where it's coming from.
Oh, that's good. He does. People do say it to him all the time, though. Yeah. Okay. Before we get into everything, I just want to quickly say thank you to Poise for sponsoring today's episode. Learn more at poise.com. All right. Let's see here. I did recently buy some stuff from Sephora, and Jackie noted the box when she walked in.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she doesn't do Natch Butte anymore, it's in her blood.
Yes.
So I brought it in so she can look through it if she wants
man.
and comment. And then, let's see. I had a couple things I wanted to say from before. Let's just start right in on the gal chat talk.
Right.
Gal chat.
Yeah. There's actually a full song.
I know. That was the short one.
Gal chat. Talk about gal chat. Can't get enough of that gal chat.
It's just very long.
Mm-hmm. It's also not particularly galley. You know what I mean?
Ooh, it's like gal chat via the male gaze.
A male lens, yeah.
Yeah.
I would appreciate if it was a little bit more like feminocentric.
Like Lilith Fair feeling?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you know Susie Orman used to have that song on her podcast that was "Together We Will Climb" or whatever? Someone wrote.
No.
There was controversy around Susie Orman's opening song because it was like, "We can do this." It was called "Women and Money," the podcast,
Yeah.
and people were like, "Together we will strive." Like it was like, or "Together we will strive." Why strive? Why aren't we just doing it?
Mm.
It's like together we'll try to make sense of money. And so there was like a backlash. So now there's like a new song.
And what does it say
I gotta
now?
check it out.
Is it Together We'll Climb, or is it just a whole new song?
It's different. It's
I'm
different.
gonna
It has
check it
the
out.
same vibe.
How do
yeah.
I haven't seen Susie Orman in a long
I
time.
miss
What
her
happened
a little
to her?
bit. I think she's like married. She's got a cool wife. She's probably traveling.
Good for her. Okay.
Hello, he lied, right?
No.
Oh,
Who's that?
Oh.
Is that a real book, or is that like a book from a movie?
No, I thought that was. Listen.
Susie Orman is Can I Afford? Like people call in. She's like, no,
Oh,
you
are you
cannot
thinking
afford
of
it.
Linda Oberlin?
Yes. Oberst.
Yes.
Bo.
Linda Bobo.
Susie Orman is
The money
Kristen
lady.
Wiig's
Yes.
did her. Yes.
Yes.
And she also, her story is so interesting.
Having a baby ruins your brain. It melts your brain.
It does.
It never
I
comes
know.
back.
It's-
I don't.
yeah.
It's really, you just hit that age
Yeah.
where you're like, what's that? Jelly Bieber? Joey Bieber?
But do you have this? Like, I'll be in the living room and I'll be like, Daniel Owen's crying. And I'll be like, how can you hear that? And I'm like, I don't even hear it. I
Wolf
just
hearing.
feel it.
Yeah. Wolf.
It's just a frequency that suddenly,
No, I wake up in the middle of the night because Sandy likes to headbang into the crib.
Oh, God.
He's asleep and he's just bang, and I hear the bang, and then I'm like, my son's gonna have a concussion. You know, I'm like, so yeah.
All right. So my
Her
important
podcast is going strong. I just
Oh,
want
good.
to alert
Okay,
you.
good for Suze, but
Yes.
it's Susie. Question, Jackie.
Yes.
Chemical exfoliants.
Yes.
So like those acids that you put on your
Mhm.
face and stuff.
Mhm.
Some of them that are sold for advanced
Mm-hmm.
chemical acid
Mhm.
users. I'm not an acid face person.
Mm-hmm.
Do they make your skin peel, or does the acid itself just like eat away the dead skin?
There should not be any physical peeling.
Oh.
If there's physical peeling, then it is probably too strong.
Okay.
Or you perhaps are doing it too frequently, leaving it on too long.
Got it.
Yes.
So do you use them? Do you like them?
I'm not doing anything right now because of my Morpheus 8
Oh,
usage.
yes.
So I actually don't have any any kind of exfoliation in my regimen at the moment.
Your skin does look, it's glowing.
I know.
Yes.
I don't have any makeup on.
What?
I have a little concealer. That's it. And mascara, but no
is
makeup.
Morpheus is that face or neck?
I did
Morpheus.
both.
Okay.
Do you know what this is?
Yes.
This is, Jeff, get ready. It is a micro needling thing where they can adjust. I mean, it's my show, so I'm going to tell you, and then Jackie's going to correct me because she's the one who actually experienced it. It's like little needles that go into your face, I think between 1 and 4 millimeters, and then they use
laser frequency with it. On
yeah,
top.
so it's supposed
It
to
is
be
not
like
for the faint of
unbelievably
heart.
painful.
And is it named after a character in the Matrix?
Yes.
Or?
Is it really?
No, I don't
okay.
know. I don't know actually.
Morpheus is the brand because I think there's also like it's all. Look, this is all I watch on TikTok. It's a terrible direction that my life has gone. So anyway, how was tell us? You said it felt like thunder hitting your face, right?
It was, so the first one I did, it was not fun. It was not the most pleasant 30 minutes of my life, but I did it. And I was like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I did it on the highest setting.
Oh my God.
Our doctor, I'm not going to say her name because I don't want people to flood her.
No.
We see the same derm now. She said that I handled 10 joules higher than she even could.
Wow.
And so she did my neck on the high setting. It's crazy because you'll like get these random like electric pulses going through your body. Like at one point my arm literally smacked up in the air and went down like a noodle, like one of those like noodle people at the used car lots.
Do they put like a bite guard in your mouth?
No.
should.
She was like, you're doing so well. And she does all these techniques. Like she'll start talking to me about my son and like talking about my travel. Like she tries to distract you. But she was like, you're so tough and you handle this so well. And I was really proud of myself. The recovery wasn't great. My neck had chicken pot marks for like a month, 2 months. And I kept being like, is this normal? Is this normal? And then you Google Morpheus egg gone wrong. And there's all these threads of people saying it like permanently pot marked them and stuff. But our doctor knows what she's doing. I trust her. Everything healed fine. The second time I did it, it hurt 100 times worse.
I wonder, was it because you were already sensitized, do you think?
I don't know. Maybe because I knew it was going to hurt or something. But again, like my arms are flying up.
That's
like
so
Thriller
crazy.
Out of my, and she's like, yeah, it's because it like sends pulses through your body. It's scary.
Does it feel like being electrocuted?
Yes.
When you say through your body, do you mean everywhere? Like,
but you can't control it. I literally, my arm flew up in the air and then fell down without me having any control. It's
so weird.
intense and crazy. And the recovery was horrible.
More horrible.
Physically, my face went away. It was fine after a couple of days. My neck still had the marks, but I had itching so bad that I was losing my mind.
On your face?
Yes.
Oh.
I wanted to claw my skin off.
God.
And she wrote me a prescription for like a cortisone cream that barely worked. I literally was like wanting to claw my face off.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It was not fun.
Like a yeast infection on your face?
It was exactly that. It was like a burning yeast infection on my face.
No.
And that wasn't fun. So I actually had a third one on the books and I canceled it because I said I can't go through this for the summer. So I'm doing it again at the end of August.
How long did the incredible itching last?
Weeks.
Oh my God.
I couldn't sleep.
Oh.
and do you feel a difference? Can you see a difference?
So it apparently takes months, which is super annoying. Because I just went to see her the day I was supposed to do it a couple weeks ago. I actually went in and had her look and just kind of see what else was going on. Because the only place I'm ever getting filler again is my lips. And I've had it in my chin area a few times, which is just kind of like holds my mouth up. Because over time, this has started to just droop. And it started happening in my early 20s. It's just kind of a thing that happens to like people with like a thinner face. I don't know. And I said, I want to fill this in. And she goes, your Morpheus will fill that in. She's like, just give it a couple months. So I'm just waiting. I'm playing the waiting game
it
over
almost
here.
sounds like your secret angel.
Yes.
Your Morpheus will take care of that.
Yes. Maybe my angel cards will reveal Morpheus, my angel.
Yes.
So we'll see. I'm just playing the waiting game because all my friends are like, I want to do Morpheus, but I'm using you as my guinea pig. I'm like, go ahead. Maybe it'll do something, maybe it won't. We'll find out in a couple months if I look snatched.
It sounds like a traumatizing level of pain.
No, it was horrible. And, we've had children. I was like, nothing can be as horrible as childbirth.
Wow.
And was it? Of course not.
Well,
It's
you had back
fast.
labor, though, which is like extra painful.
Yeah.
What is that?
It was just
Back labor.
So you want to explain back later?
No, I just had front and back pain. It was just
Back labor is when the baby is face like not positioned correctly,
Okay.
so you feel it more in your back, and it's
Got
supposed
it.
to be like it's like Morpheus 8 level pain.
He was using my back as a hammock, like my spine.
And
as
you
a
named
hammock.
your baby Morpheus.
Yes,
Yeah.
a little more, a little more. We'll
Um,
see.
Oh my
We'll
gosh.
see.
I
But
mean, it does look
acids.
radiant. Yes.
So an AHA BHA
Mm-hmm.
would be good. You can put one on, wash it off when you wake up,
Oh, that's a long
Um,
time.
or you can just do one,
Are they
before bed.
typical? Because so as I've mentioned, I'm on TikTok looking at face shit all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time. It's all I want to see in my algorithm. That and cute animals.
Mhm.
Those like Dennis Gross peel pads.
Mhm.
I've seen multiple
People
people
love
say,
those,
yeah, they
yeah.
change your skin. But
Mhm.
are they for acne prone people? Because in my day we had Stridex pads,
Yeah.
and that is what this is all reminding me
They're
of.
not the same at all.
Okay,
Yeah, completely different
because
ingredients.
those have
Those
salicylic
were-
acid in them, which is AHA or BHA.
the doctor, what's his name, Stu?
No,
The
Stridex.
Stridex.
Yeah.
These ones don't have salicylic acid.
Oh,
in them,
they
as far
don't.
as I know, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
completely
right.
different. And you
Now
can
I
get
know.
certain levels. I would say that probably the acne prone people would want to get the really calm ones,
Right.
because they go all the way up to like 30%, 40% glycolic, like whatever.
Just removes a layer of your
they
face.
have a sensitive one, and then they go up to like the
Okay.
normal, quote unquote. So yeah.
Daniel has started doing a skincare regimen.
Okay.
I wish.
But why
he
you
were-
gotta like make it a thing?
I wish you were here to discuss.
Yeah.
But there is. I told him about. I'm like, you have glass skin. He's like, is that good? I'm like, yes.
Mhm.
It's like a face wash with a retinol in
Okay.
it,
Mhm.
and ceramides.
Okay.
And then what else does he have? He has like a hyaluronic acid,
Mhm.
niacinamide,
serum.
yeah,
Mm.
from the Ordinary.
Yeah.
And then he actually has zinc and some kind of acid,
Wow.
and then something else. Yeah, he says he watched a bunch of videos on like male skincare, so now he's
impressive.
doing it. Yeah, except that we went, and I meant to mention this. We went to the Rose Bowl flea
Mhm.
market, and he's like, I can never put on sunscreen without it dripping into my eyes. And I said, are you sure this is sunscreen? It's not like all the acids you're putting on your face dripping into your eyes. And he actually was Googling portable eye wash station.
Oh God, no! There are certain sunscreens that will ruin
Yeah.
your day.
Yeah.
I work
Seriously.
very hard on my sunscreens to where they don't, because it can be so hard when they get in your eyes.
Yeah.
What's your sunscreen game?
Well, I do mineral still, which I really only did because I was pregnant and
Mm.
nursing, and I needed. And again, I try to wear quote unquote clean, just
Mhm.
because my son is like grabbing me all the time, and
Yeah.
like he's a bully, and he'll like rip my glasses off, rip my hat off, like he grabs my face. So I do mineral, but mine is Kinship,
Mm.
and I love it so much. I love it so.
Can you feel it? Because I
No.
tried that like Super Goop, and I
Oh,
couldn't
no.
feel
Super
it on
Goop
my
is
face.
Super Goop is chemical. It's completely different.
Really?
Well, they just, and they're not a sponsor. I wish they were. Unless I don't wish they were, Jackie. I don't know. But they just came out with one called Matte Screen, which is mineral
Oh.
and it's tinted.
Oh.
Daniel bought it
Oh,
and I stole it
yeah.
because I have always had trouble with with
Mhm.
mineral
Yeah.
sunscreens because they just feel so like, oh,
Yeah.
that I just use a chemical one. But I've started using his matte screen, and it actually, like, I don't mind putting it on. So you might try that one if you're looking
Okay,
for,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm open,
Yeah.
very open.
She's tried.
I like to
sunscreen.
sexualize
Yeah.
it. Let's just say I've dabbled. I've
Yes.
experimented.
What's
I can
your
tell.
sunscreen of choice?
Well, it was Super Goop, and now I'm looking for a change.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
actually dabbled, experimented sexually?
No.
If you feel comfortable answering,
I do very little. Like I have no awareness of it. Like when you guys are talking about this, I feel like I'm like watching a basketball game.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was asking sexually.
Oh, sorry.
Who hasn't experimented
Oh,
sexually?
have
What do
I?
you
Like,
mean?
I haven't really.
Really?
You mean like? What do you mean? Like with women?
Threesomes,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant with skincare.
No,
I
I
mean-
mean, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, I've experimented sexually.
I mean, I feel like everyone has experimented sexually.
Only if you're open to
I have to
answering.
say, well, it's interesting that you say that because like when you date, sometimes dating people, they want to know like,
Yeah,
have you ever
yeah.
done this? Have you ever done that? I'm not used to talking about it
Yeah.
because I don't put that much importance on things that happened in the past. I guess I'm not
Yeah.
like, whoa, wasn't that crazy when I think just certain things happened and I haven't done them for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
That's like
Same.
the fair answer.
that's kind of
Yeah.
it, I guess.
And I feel like maybe I missed my window to do certain things. I don't know. Not really, but I just mean like I'm married now and
right.
You know.
Well, I mean,
listen.
You need to be like Miranda with that strap on.
Oh my God.
Up
Yes.
your butt.
Let's please talk about And Just Like That.
Okay.
This is the Sex and the City sequel show. Jackie no longer watches it.
I gave up.
Right. Well, this last episode is so gross. Did you see it?
I heard there was some jisms.
Oh, yeah. So this is going to air on the 24th, but the one you're talking about is where Harry has an invisible orgasm or something.
Yes. I haven't seen the end. I mean, I don't care. Spoil it. I don't care. But yes, he has an invisible orgasm.
Like there's no...
Is that a thing?
The show made it seem like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like nothing comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or phantom ejaculation. I forget what they call
Cobweb, something? I
I think they had some name for
spiderweb
it. Yeah.
ejaculation.
Okay.
And then there were like 1,000 jizz puns.
something.
And because Miranda's like, seems like an upgrade to me. And they're like, we should have known about you. And then, you know.
Do you think it's at a point where in that show where they're just like, we've talked about everything else, so okay, what new thing? Jizz.
Right.
Yeah.
Like now we're in a new era. No one they think it's
covered
be...
jizz pretty extensively in the first run of the show.
I do feel like this second season is more closer to the original show than the first season, which was just god awful.
Yeah, it was,
but watchable to me.
Has Aiden showed up yet? Because
No.
I feel like I need to watch again when that happens.
No, but Kate Hudson's brother, Oliver Hudson, is Che's
the Soho Malibu bartender. Yeah,
Oh
who
my
looked
God.
so much like Aiden.
yeah.
Jeff, are you watching?
The idea. Can we talk about what that would mean to be a Soho House Malibu bartender?
Sure.
Like, why? Sorry.
Is there a Soho House in
Ben
Malibu?
said they Googled restaurants in Malibu, and that was what came up, and that's why they put it. He was like, somebody didn't do any research here because that was the silliest line.
Right. Well, they're trying to find somewhere upscale, I think, because they're like, well, he's a bartender, but we want to make him desirable.
Right.
Much respect to bartenders
Yeah.
across the land.
He probably makes really good money.
Right.
Yeah.
So there is a Soho House in Malibu.
Yeah. And it's very exclusive. It doesn't come with the standard membership.
Oh.
It's a it's its own membership.
Wow.
It's like an addition. I've never been.
Right. So Che Diaz has a TV show,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, the scene. So when we were talking about this before, Miranda's going down on her, and she's like, her phone rings. She's like, "Sorry, babe, that's my showrunner." It's just such an LA thing. Like,
Yeah. It's like this is the new entourage of like the spoof of this business. And
Yes.
Did y'all watch The Idol?
it's like it's your
I've heard
show.
it's awful.
Oh my
I haven't
God.
watched it.
Oh my God, it is.
Oh.
It's a wild ride.
Really,
But like worth watching, awful?
Mm,
Robin Shore was talking about how awful it is. Yes, you were
the
there.
internet is seething.
Okay.
Is seething with anger. It's very over the top. It's very silly.
like how?
Everything is a 12. Like, she's a pop star. She's wearing no clothes. She's chain smoking. She's chugging tequila. She's sucking and fucking. It's like, they were like, how can we heighten this? How can we heighten this? How can we
Oh, wait,
heighten
is it the
this? It's just-
Euphoria guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
Which I
Okay.
never saw Euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe I need to see that. So anyway, went to the Rose Bowl flea market.
Yes.
My first time going.
You experimented sexually.
I experimented. I let
Mhm.
everyone in
Mhm.
to me. It was very hot. And initially, I was just looking, and this is like it's a thing
Yes.
in LA, would you say, right? A lot of
Yes.
people go to it.
Yes.
Initially, I was just like, it's just so much crap. Now, we got there at like 2. It opens at 5.
Yeah.
Mhm.
5 a.m.
Yes.
Yes.
Just crap everywhere. And I was like, I lack the vision and imagination to see these pieces of whatever and to think that would look great in my house.
Yes.
Like, that's my problem, is that I
you
begin
can't
to
see things for the smaller macro level. It's like you just see a bunch of shit.
Yeah, just like, look at all these like broken wicker chairs.
Yeah.
Although then I saw a set of 4 tulip chairs. You know what those are? Like,
I have them.
you do?
Mhm.
Okay. I asked how much are those chairs, and they said $1,700. They're like, and I was like, this is not a deal. I don't know. Maybe that is a deal for like authentic tulip chairs, but I was just thinking that's expensive to me. I did buy a ring for $1.
Oh.
It actually was good with kids because they would see stuff everywhere that they wanted.
Mhm.
And I appreciated the way that the vendors because I would say, you know, how much is this?
Yeah.
And they obviously know that my kids want it because they're talking loudly about it. And they didn't jack up the price at all. They're just like, everything that the kids wanted was $1. So I appreciated that.
How much is admission again?
$12 for adults. Kids under 12 are free.
Okay.
So, yeah. Do you guys go? Are you flea market people?
Honey, I went once when I was like 23.
Okay. Oh, it's been going on that long.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, not that you're old.
No, but I should go.
Yeah.
Even when I was freshly postpartum, I live semi around the Rose Bowl. It would make sense for me to just go at 5 a.m. when I'm up. Right?
Yeah.
Strap the baby to me and go, but I didn't go.
Here's
I
the
still
thing
haven't
is,
been back.
you need a truck.
Yeah.
You need a
And
truck.
that's what happened to me when I went. I got a really cool like Japanese clock, like an old Japanese clock there. I got a painting there once. But a lot of the stuff I'm like, I can't take this home in my Yaris.
Right. Yeah.
But do you feel, is it like, I also don't go antiquing or thrifting or I just buy shit online or I go into a mall or something. Yeah.
I just hit one of the best ones I've ever been to.
Really? How do you find out about them?
You're like, the body was still warm.
Yes, they were literally hoisting her out. EstateSales.net. Sorry, I just blew up the spot for everyone.
Wow.
I've said it on Attribute too.
Yeah.
EstateSales.net, you type in your zip. Burbank has a lot.
There's a lot of old people.
Yes,
Yeah.
Burbank is a good one. Beverly Hills is the best. I just am too lazy to drive, but they're incredible. Especially if you go the last day
I
when
wanna
everything's
go
half
with
off.
you.
But
they're
doesn't
so
it
fun.
have the now? What did you find that you wanted?
So this one was right by my house. Actually, I don't have the time. Weekends are a nightmare now.
Yeah.
They're not fun. They're not. I don't relax because I have no childcare. So the weekends are just not fun.
Yes.
So I was actually driving home from my son's music class, and I saw signs, and I followed him, and it was basically next to my house. So I just put him down for a nap. Ben watched him, and I went down, and it was my favorite one, which is like a kooky spinster. Kooky spinster lady. She loved cats. She loved Disney. She loved pink. She loved leopard print.
Oh my God, this sounds amazing.
And I just bought and bought and bought armfuls. People were stopping me going, where did you get that? You know? And I was like, hands off, lady. And I got a bunch of kooky shit from my yard. Like, my husband came out and he's like, oh, there's new turtles in the yard. I'm like, yeah, I bought a bunch of weird yard shit. I bought a bunch of weird old Disney shit. I bought some Barbies still in the box from the 80s.
Wow.
Do I need any of it? No. It's all in my office now. My bathroom is full of weird pink kooky shit.
This is perfect.
She had like a little glass pink bunny. It's now in my bathroom. Like and there's this picture frame of a lady in a glamour shot, like an old woman in a glamour shot, and it's a leopard frame with a leopard shoe. And I was like, I'm keeping this woman in the frame. I don't know who she is. I'm keeping her in the frame. So she's now on my desk. I mean,
love it.
It was just great.
Do you haggle?
I'm not good at it. I usually fail. Caroline Moss and I went to one time, and I was like, watch this. I was like, I'll give you 10. She goes, it's 50. And I go, I'll take it. I'm like, I'm so bad. And we were like crying, laughing. She's like, you talked a big game. Or whatever. So no, I'm not good at it. They're pretty stingy at the estate sales. I watch people haggle, and they're, it can be a thing. I just don't care.
Right. Yeah.
I wish I was better at it.
It's interesting the things that we're attracted to over and over.
Yes.
Like, I have certain things like that too.
Like what?
I'm like, I like tigers, and I didn't realize that. And
there was a tiger sale. I went to a full
dead tigers.
You would have lost
I don't have a lot of tigers.
Yeah.
I have one pillow that weirdly I got in the kids section of IKEA. That's a lion pillow. It's like a black and white photograph of a lion on a pillow.
Yeah.
But I had a guy come over once, and he was like, do you realize almost everything in your apartment is Japanese? I said, I never noticed that. Like, I have a gold and like cream relief thing. Yes, a Japanese clock. And I just am drawn to, like, I have a little like needle point of Tokyo.
There are full Japanese estate sales.
Really?
Of like just Japanese stuff.
I love it.
Yes.
I actually am like moved by the Great Wave of Kanagawa, that painting. And I'm like, oh, they sell that at IKEA? Like, I feel like I can't have
I've
it.
been to estate sales where it's
but I love it.
Japanese art. All the walls are just Japanese art.
I love it.
Yeah.
I just feel drawn. I feel like drawn to the aesthetic. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Is Sony Japanese? I made a dumb joke. It is, right?
Sony the company.
And I feel like tigers are part of it.
Okay, good. Jeff, I feel like you're a thrifting. You go to like the dump, don't you?
Well, I don't go to the dump. I go to the junkyard.
Are you
but
That's what I
Are you a freegan?
no.
Sorry.
Gulls.
That's what I meant. The
Yes.
junkyard.
Gulls.
The junk and the dump. Junkyard and dump are synonymous in my head.
Right.
No offense.
Thank you. That's
Tell me the
that's
difference.
racist. That's our Aunt Jemima. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Tell me the difference.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, a dump is where you just go to dump garbage, and a junkyard is a place with cars where you go to get parts for your car.
Do you fix cars?
Yeah.
He's a car dude.
Yeah,
My
I
dad
just
is
I
a
just
car
put a
dude.
new hood on my car Saturday.
That you got from a junkyard?
Yeah, they don't let you work on it in the parking lot, so I just pulled the hood and then
With
I
the
drove around the
hoodies.
corner in front of a cement plant and did it on the sidewalk and then took the old one back.
Do you have a pretty common car?
No, it's actually kind of a little bit hard to find, so that's why I kind of went and got it. I was like, I need to get this while I can.
My dad is a car guy.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
What does he have?
He collects muscle cars
Nice.
from the 70s.
Nice.
Yeah, mostly.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many cars does he have?
I don't know.
Like a lot.
Not like a Jay Leno or anything, but he's got an airplane hangar with like
He drives a motor carriage.
Yeah. But
He's
they trade them and them. It's the
Yeah.
whole thing. Like
Yeah.
he buys them for $1 and then he refurbishes it himself and sells it. It's like his hobby.
Right.
He's 70s, retired. It's like what he does. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
I actually hadn't been to the Rose Bowl until about 2 years ago. I was surprised that it took me that long to get there.
Did you like it? Because I feel, that thing that where I'm just like, it all just looks like so much crap. I feel like you have the vision to see what the good stuff is.
I liked it, but it was a little high priced for me. I kind of grew up going to like ones in the country in Pennsylvania where, back before the internet, where you would get cool stuff for cheap. So
Right.
you go there and it's like highly collectible stuff that's actually worth money. And I sort of like it. I like looking at stuff, but I have so much crap. And like, I have so much crap from going to estate sales and thrift shops that I don't want any more stuff.
Yes.
Interesting that life ends with a sale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a fire sale, like get it all out of here.
I know there is an element of
Sad.
that makes me feel creepy, but at the same time I'm thinking this woman's will live on now in my yard.
Yeah.
Like I put her little squirrel figurine in my yard next to my squirrel figurines and I'm like, meet your friend.
I love that.
Like she's gonna live on through me now, and so that makes me happy.
The energy of the object.
Guys, just thinking about mortality make you feel like you need to talk to a professional person sometimes, because
Always.
Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend is sponsored by BetterHelp. I am the queen of segues. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Look, sometimes in life we're faced with tough choices and the path forward isn't always clear. Whether you're dealing with decisions around career, relationships, or anything else, therapy helps you stay connected to what you really want while you navigate life so you can move forward with confidence and excitement. Trusting yourself to make decisions that align with your values is like anything. The more you practice it, the easier you get. Look, you guys know, if you've listened for any amount of time, I am in therapy. I've been in therapy on and off for a very long time. It has helped me immensely. I recommend it to anyone who is open to it, and even people who aren't. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/bestfriend today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/bestfriend. Oh my God. Speaking of things like that, this episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend is brought to you by Poise Ultra Thins. One thing I know for sure is that when you're a new mom, you will take all the help and advice you can get. And not even necessarily a new mom. As like a mom who's been doing this for a few years, I will take all the help and advice that I can get. And personally, something I needed help with during postpartum life was bladder leakage. And it's really common, affecting millions of women. I learned the hard way that period pads are not designed to help with bladder leaks. Poise Ultra Thins were an essential because, unlike period pads, they're designed specifically for bladder leakage, and they keep you 10 times drier than the leading period pad. You guys know I am no stranger to bladder leakage. It started while I was pregnant, and it has continued. I think you guys already know all the various places that this kitchen floor, one of the chairs. I mean, it's a whole, I'm afraid to cough sometimes. Poise Ultra Thins keep you feeling dry, clean, fresh, and they offer with and without wings to flex with your body. I'm more of a without wings kind of gal, but I feel like I should change it up. Poise really helps me to make the most out of every day. It takes poise. Learn more at poise.com. Okay, boy. Jackie has a heart out in 4 minutes. I'm going to make Lizzie stay for a little bit longer so we can finish this episode. But while you're still here, Jackie, would you like to go through my box?
Yes. But I do have to go because my nanny's staying long so I could be here.
Oh, that's so nice.
Work,
yeah.
So I have to
no,
go
I know. We're going to let you go.
Okay.
You look like you've been chowing box, man.
Whoa. Okay, someone's been watching TikTok. You got
me.
Patrick Ta?
Yeah.
I've never bought any of his products, but he's very convincing on TikTok.
Yes.
I wanted that glow body stuff, but I
Uh-huh.
saw how expensive it was, and I'm like, I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
So what is this?
So that is that the dual-ended...
Patrick Ta for face. Blush. Bros. What is this? Contour.
Yeah, it's supposed to... No, it's a brush.
Wow.
But it's supposed to make contouring your nose like 1,000 times easier. Go ahead and open it if you like.
Oh, my God. You're getting advanced.
I mean...
Wow. I do contour my nose, but only for, like, special events.
So,
Rose
yes.
gold.
Oh, pretty.
Mm-hmm. So it's got like 2 ends. I don't know. It's just supposed to be good for... The person who made me buy it, and not me personally, but the person where it was convincing was like, if you've struggled with contouring your nose, this brush makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
When you do it, do you use a cream or a powder?
Cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I use the Say bronzer. S-A-I-E
Oh, yeah,
bronzer.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's one of the clean brands. Okay.
Right.
Now you have one size ultimate setting powder, ultra pink.
Yeah. So
Are you pink undertoned?
No,
I thought
you know
were
what?
olive.
Okay. Man, this is very chat. My mom. Okay,
You're
I'm
olive, Lizzie.
I'm very fair.
Mm-hmm.
I am extremely fair. And my mom would always say that she and I have olive tone skin,
Yeah.
whereas like my sister and my dad have fair.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess you can be fair and olive, but don't. And just for 25 years or something, I was thinking, no, I'm so fair. There's no way I'm olive. When I think olive skin, I think of dark skin.
No, you have yellow
Right.
undertone.
Yes, but just recently, I was looking at my wrists and I was noticing that like the color of my veins through my skin, and then I just realized like, oh no, my mom was right. I do have olive undertones. Thank you for recognizing it. Anyway, this is a big hit on TikTok apparently,
Okay.
but maybe it's
Wow,
not going to
you're
work
so
with my
young.
olive skin.
I love the packaging because of the
Yeah.
pink. I was just in my bathroom earlier, and my bathroom is pink, like pink 50s
You wouldn't even
tile.
be able to see this powder.
And all my products, I have a lot of Thrive, which I know you have their mascara too.
It's my favorite.
And it's green. And I'm like, I wish I had all pink makeup in here.
You should
So
be able to
this
like
would be
wrap it
good
up. Yeah.
If I could get this.
There's this woman that I follow who's like, this is my 5-minute facelift with this, and then she just like uses it for brightening, and I don't know. I think it might be too pink.
This is pink as fuck. I'm
Yeah.
very curious how this would go on
I'll let
under
you know.
eye or something. Yeah, I mean,
I
I
need
like
to
the
start.
color.
I need to start making TikToks or videos where I put
Yes.
on makeup.
I want to see that.
I just don't have any like the right thing to put my phone in. What do you use?
Get a little tripod.
Yeah, that's what I
Prime
need.
Day, honey.
Okay.
Okay, you have a hair mask. Was this from TikTok?
K-18. Yes.
Okay.
Now, but everyone and their mother claims this is like just rebuilds your hair, even though that's physically
Really?
impossible. It's supposed to be
Keep
so
me
good.
posted,
I will.
'cause,
K18,
you know.
it's crazy
And then you
expensive.
got, of course, Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat.
So that's what I use as. They have a brightener,
Mhm.
under eye brightener, like the highlight pen,
Yeah.
and that's what I've been using as a concealer. But this one
Yeah.
is actually a concealer, so I thought I would try it. I don't know. I guessed at the shade though.
Yeah, I used it a long time ago,
Mhm.
and the coverage just wasn't great for me.
You
I
use
need
this one or you use the brightening pen?
their OG one.
Yeah,
This was years and years and
right.
years
Because it's
ago.
not. It doesn't have a lot of coverage. It's
Yes.
just bright. Yeah.
I use Tarte Shape Tape because that's all I need. Thick ass concealer
Mm-hmm.
that will cover up a body.
Well, maybe
You
I'll
know?
try. That is everyone on TikTok loves that one, and now they have a new. What's happened to me?
They have a
They have a
shimmery
new radiant one.
Yes, I'm nervous about that one, but I do want to try it.
Yeah, Lizzie.
I have to go.
I
having
can't
a
believe it.
child. I know.
I am so happy I got to see you.
You know what? Let's pause this and just do a quick social media story
Okay.
before you go.
Okay.
And we're back. All right. So, unfortunately, Jackie has abandoned us, as she always does. No, I'm just kidding. She needed to go relieve her nanny, but I'm forcing Lizzie to stay. And Lizzie, whom I didn't even tell we were doing 2 episodes. Oh, I guess I hadn't mentioned that.
It's a joy.
This is a double record. I thought that I had. So
maybe
thank
you
for your
did. I don't
flexibility.
read
No,
emails
I don't think so. Oh,
in their entirety. I'm a glancer.
Really? You're the first person to admit it just straight up.
I don't.
It's been my suspicion for a long time that many people don't.
Right. Yeah, I think people don't.
So,
even when I did my podcast and I would send out the topic, no one oftentimes people would say, "Oh, what are the choices?" or whatever.
How did you feel about that?
I felt fine because I can still talk about it,
Okay, yeah.
But I could bring it up
right
naturally. Or
now, if you booked someone, this is where I air grievances. If you booked someone through a publicist, did you ever book people through publicists, or was it usually directly?
No, but I had a lot of publicists reach out and be like, my client who was on, like SVU or whatever. I'm like,
right.
Are they going to have a good time on my show? I just have no idea what the chemistry would be like.
Right.
I'd obviously be happy to have anybody, but.
Because sometimes, especially during the pandemic, I would book someone through a publicist. And then, or the publicist would reach out to me, and I'd say yes. And then I would send the publicist the email with all the details, and they'd just mirror everyone, and hey, go fuck yourself, and all that. And then it would come up on the show, and it was like they had no idea what I was talking about.
Right.
And then it always just.
I think most people are just like, for me, my main thing is just put it in your calendar and don't mess that part up.
Yeah.
Because I used to just not write down anything. This is like an ADHD thing, but I would just assume that when the thing happened, I would know to be there somehow through osmosis, or that I had written it down on a scrap of paper.
Right. So do you use the calendar in your phone?
I use it on my computer. Yeah. And in the morning, I kind of like look it over.
Right. Jeff, are you a phone calendar person?
I am. I do it mostly on my computer, but I like having it on my phone.
Yeah.
Computer's primary.
Right.
But it's great when you get like the official invite and then just click yes and it automatically gets added to your calendar. I love that.
I have to say, and especially with people who have kids, I can't believe how much you do in a day.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, like,
I'm trying to change that.
Really? I'm floored by that. I need so much time alone. And even with like dating a new person, having to tell them, just to let you know, in the morning, I need to be alone to write my morning pages.
Right.
I need breaks, I think that's being an introvert as well.
Yeah.
Or characteristic of that.
Yeah. And I am an introvert as well. Sometimes I think about how much Daniel and I try to reclaim like our lives despite having kids, and how much there's this sense. I feel guilty even admitting this, but like if I'm watching them for an extended period of time, then I'm like, there is a part of me that's like, I think like an old part of me that feels like I'm losing myself, I'm losing time, I'm losing this, I'm losing that. And there's like always this pull to look at my computer or my phone, or maybe it's just technology addiction. But like, I really have been trying to get to a place where it's like, they're only going to be little for a little while. Like, and what in your life, Allison, is more important than this? Be present, be here. Like, it's very tough. That part has been that part of parenting is tough for me. And I watch it with Daniel. Like if I have to do something and he's been watching them the entire day, he's like not in a great place by the end of the day. That's
kind of interesting. That kind of reminds me of, I did do Tony Robbins' 30 Days to Personal Power.
Oh my God. We have to talk about that.
I did it it was a really long time ago. I know since there's been some controversy around Tony, but he talks about long-term pleasure and short-term pain, or doing things that pay off instantly, like looking at the computer, looking at the phone, versus yes, and kind of playing the long game in a way.
How was that? The Tony Robbins thing?
The time I did it, it changed my life.
Please tell me everything.
I was living with a guy. It was like 2006 or 7, and he had CDs. He was 19 years older than me. I don't know why that plays.
Wait, what year was this?
2006. Yeah.
Wait, I feel like I had
He
CDs
was like an
in
older guy.
2006.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
Okay. But that's what you remember about him.
I remember that. Yeah. Like he had a
robust
big,
CD collection.
giant closet full of CDs. And he was like, you might like this. And I started doing the program. The opening music was very corny. It's like, dun 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 dun.
Oh. Yeah, it was a Tony Robbins CD.
Yes.
I thought this was like, can you believe this jackass I lived with who had CDs?
Like his character
Oh,
flaw.
no,
Yeah.
He was so old, he had CDs.
Sorry.
That's what I thought, yeah. Wait, did you say he was 19 years older?
I don't know why I said that. I did feel like his age somehow played into this thing that he had this old box set. Because at that point, the box set was old.
Right.
I believe, too. Can we actually look up when 30 Days to when Personal Power came out? I'm curious.
So I didn't realize you
Because-
didn't actually do like a Tony Robbins seminar.
No.
This was solo directed.
However, it was 30 days of CDs.
Mhm.
So I think it was like 15 double disc cases. And I did it every day.
Amazing.
And I got into a comedy festival that I got a TV spot while I was doing it. It just generated this, like, it dropped a different lens on my life where,
Interesting.
yeah, he's like, tells you to, I mean, there's
I
so
feel like
much
I should
in
do
it.
it.
There's so much in it. One thing that I did get out of it that was really interesting was attaching a physical movement to something positive.
Huh. It looks like it came out in 1996 originally.
Okay, so it was
10
a
years
little
old, yeah.
Okay. Attaching a positive physical movement to a good memory
Mhm.
so that when you're heading into a stressful situation, you do that movement and it kind of resets you
Yeah.
physiologically.
What's yours?
I mean, is it bad to give it away?
Well, I was like giving away your
What
mantra.
if mine was like the middle finger?
Yeah.
I'm like, I just give the middle finger
Yeah.
and everything goes great.
Mine's just like picking my underwear
Yeah.
out of my
I
butt.
stick my
But
thumb
mine-
on my nose.
Mine was like as I was walking or if I was going on stage, I would just go like that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I would just like snap and it
Yeah.
would just kind of transport me into a different mindset.
That's really good.
But I had to, you like anchor things. You anchor
Mm-hmm.
a physical movement to an emotion or a state. Yes.
Yeah, Greg Fitzsimmons always talks about like tap it into the, he had a therapist who would
Mm-hmm.
say that, like, tap it into the universe. So like when you're feeling something really good,
Mhm.
you tap, and then later you can tap and like bring back that feeling.
Right.
Which I think is similar.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So how does it work though? My sense so when I worked at the OC Weekly, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar to write about it, but it was like really geared towards salespeople and
right.
and cold calling and things like that. But it was like,
Right.
it did like pump you up though to like go out and have the balls to make cold calls and things like that. But my sense with some of it is that it kind of like lowers your fear of rejection, would you say?
Mhm. Yes. I mean, I wish I remembered more of it as we're talking about it because every day is different. But yeah, a lot of it is about, like, say you want to quit smoking. He does talk about like long-term pleasure or short-term pleasure versus long-term pleasure. And what feels like painful now is going to pay off.
Right.
But then you also kind of, there's a part where you write down what your values are. And you really have to dig deep to figure out what they are. Because for some people, they're like, I just want to be famous or whatever. And so that kind of has an effect on how you kind of go through the program too. Yeah.
Someday I'm going to do the Artist
Wild.
Way, which I know is you're into that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Artist Way. I'm going to do Tony Robbins. I'm going to change my. You know what I've actually been for like so many years thinking I should do that, except I'm afraid to. Do you know Leslie Kahn?
Yes.
Okay. So for anyone who doesn't know, Leslie Kahn is an acting teacher in LA, and she also had a little bit of a like problematic
with
scandal.
a friend of mine.
It was something scandalous because she said something that I think people interpreted as racist or something. So Leslie Kahn teaches these intensive acting classes, and she's known for being very direct. Like, she will look at you and she'll figure out why you're not booking roles or whatever. And so she'll just be, and it's just, it'll hurt your feelings if you're a sensitive person, which is why I stay away.
Yes.
But I know so many people who have said it kind of like how you talk about Tony Robbins, like, it changed my life. I started booking things immediately. By the way, I should clarify because people might be like, what are you? I did not know that you're an actor. I I have not gone on auditions in a very long time. This was like an old dream of mine. I did used to go on auditions though, and I did get to a point where I was like, I think I'm terrible at this, which I feel like is what going on auditions makes you feel.
I am so bad at it because I can't follow directions.
You can't.
Too.
Okay.
I black out. Like I just
because you don't read emails.
I don't read emails. I still don't know how to play Pictionary. I just
Mm-hmm.
There was an audition where I thought. Like I walked in and I go, okay, so I go over here and then I go over here and I kind of walked through it and the guy goes, okay, great. And I said, but I need to do the audition. He goes, everyone gets one take. So he literally submitted as my audition me going, so I start here and then I go over. I'm like, what? Like, how is that
that's
possible
a nightmare.
that I can't figure out what marks to hit? I just have to go in and like know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like if I were on set, you would be directing me and I'd be able to like get it in my body before. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Well, in my illustrious career as an extra when I was a teenager, and I really wanted to be in the pages of Bop and Teen Beat and all that stuff. I really wanted, I was so into those magazines and that world. And it was like Alyssa Milano and Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, and just I could go on.
Were you background at the Peach Pit?
Oh my God, I wish. This was when I was a little bit younger than that. I was on a few episodes of Life Goes On.
Okay.
I was a featured person on one of the episodes, but this is a different episode. We were in the school, and like one guy told me, okay, you're gonna walk from here to there, let's say, and walk around that desk. So we were in a classroom. So I do this, and then I hear, cut! I wasn't supposed to go around the desk. I was like supposed to go on the other. I had done something wrong. And then the other guy on the other end was like, okay, you need to do it this way. And I go back. Like they were giving me opposing directions.
It is so stressful too, because you don't know them.
No, and I was messing up the shots. Like it made me feel awful. But I remember I had fallen asleep like in between something or other. Like I was sitting there with my mom and I had like fallen asleep, and then I was like called back to set or something, just sitting there in a chair. And so then this kept happening, and I just remember being like, he's telling me this and you're telling me this. I mean, like really mouthy for background, you know, but it's because I had just woken up, and I was like 13, but I was like, or 14. I was very out of it. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
I think being on set can be extremely stressful. I've had experiences where I'm like, oh, I feel awful about what just happened because I wasn't clear on it, or someone was like, great, and it wasn't great.
Yes. That's something that, I know this is like very insidery, but when I used to do some kind of show, I'm not talking about podcasting now, I'm talking about like TV shows, and not acting, but like, you know, doing commentary or something like that, talking head stuff. Or just like being on a panel of various shows. I would like if I ever felt like maybe I didn't do a good job or something, and then like the segment producer or whatever, like, no, that was great. I'd be like, I would tell myself, well, then they told me it was good, so it probably was. And it wasn't until I got I'm just gonna say on the Adam Carolla show that I watched how no matter what, that's pretty much what they tell you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
At the same time, though, that feeling in your gut of like, I don't think I did a good job. Right. I don't think that that's reliable either. I think it depends.
I trust mine.
Well, I think it depends on how good your gut is.
I feel like that's because with stand-up, I'm getting immediate reactions. So I feel like I know how it feels. I guess it was surprising to me to not have a live audience and be like that's always weird for me.
Right.
To not be able to like get feedback.
Right.
But that's not acting, I guess. It's not on camera acting.
Do you audition a lot?
No, I haven't in a long time. Yeah. The last thing I did was I got a role in the pilot of a show called Send Help on the All Black Network. It was really fun. Everyone was really nice. And I actually don't know if there's going to be a season 2 or not.
Right.
But yeah, it was great.
But
they reached out to me, and that's how most of it has gone.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I feel like now that everything is self-tape, in a way that would be easier. Harder in a way, but easier in a way too. Because you'd have to be stressed about finding a parking spot and all that.
It gives me anxiety.
It does.
Self-tape. Yeah.
How, why?
I have to find a person to do it. I feel like for a single person, it's very different to self-tape than someone who's in a relationship. Because then you're like, I need to find someone who's like willing to sit through it.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Right. So then it just creates more logistics.
Yeah, you feel like you have to do well up top.
Right.
Because you don't want to like waste their time, you know?
Right. So I don't know if it's just hot or if I'm just having a heat flash right now.
Fascinated by the fact that you went to Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Was it a one-day thing?
It was a one-day
date with Destiny?
No, it was. This was back in 2000, I think. And I can look it up and text you after. It was something about like achievement.
Okay.
Are there any Tony Robbins achievement things that will pop up? It was a one-day thing at like the Anaheim Convention Center.
Okay. I mean, where else?
Right.
I'm sure there are a ton of them.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Let's talk about iPhone signatures, because you have like this sent to you by iPhone.
Oh, right.
You have a clever one. You have a good one. I noticed them. Mine just says sent by iPhone, like I never customized it. Yours says sent by iPhone when the moment felt right.
Yeah,
or something.
sent by my iPhone when the moment felt
right.
Yeah.
Which I like. A lot of people I know have really good ones. Like I've never settled on a good one. So I just never done it, but I feel like I should. Let's do it.
What if you just put an adverb before or sent? Well, oh yeah, because if you put sent gracefully,
that makes me sound religious. Yeah. What you think?
Sent with being blessed.
Yeah.
Or yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah.
Like Joel Stein's is sent from my iPhone while driving, which I think is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Wendy Molyneux's is sent by my butler, Gerard Butler. Tony Thaxton's is sent from my baloney instead of iPhone. Do you change yours often?
No, I've had the same one the whole time. I thought you had to have one. Don't you have to?
Well, it comes automatically with sent from my iPhone.
Okay.
You can actually
I just
erase
did
that
it
if
once
you want.
and one and done. Yeah.
I think that's good.
I don't know.
It's good to stick with that.
That's interesting.
Do you have one,
no.
Jeff?
I don't.
Do you have a voicemail or is it just your phone number?
I had one for the longest time, and then I think recently I just changed it to the lady saying your phone number. I think. I'm not sure. What about you?
Wow. So you don't know where you're at. I am curious what you have.
I'm forgetting. I mean, I could call myself.
Mine is spoken, but I don't remember.
It's you or it's the lady?
It's me. It's
okay.
me. Yeah.
My problem is when I record it, I'm like, I do like 14 takes. Like, that didn't sound right. I can do better. And then people are like, you sound so depressed on your. I'm like, I sound sultry.
Right. How do you feel about the one where it's their kids?
No.
I feel like that's a go-to.
Is this me?
Yeah, I hope it doesn't say your number.
I think it does, but we'll find out.
Why isn't she picking up? Is she mad at me? She's there. I know she's there.
Oh my God, she's gonna decline.
Literally looked at it and put it back down.
You ever set to answer on 17 rings?
Uh-huh.
Hey, you've reached out.
Oh, it's me.
I'm on the phone right now, so leave me a message and I'll call you back.
I sound like I'm slurring.
You're trash.
Please record
I sound
I sound so drunk.
a little drunk.
I sound so drunk.
Funny.
Oh my God.
Maybe that should be your
That
iPhone
is
signature.
amazing.
Sent while drunk.
I have to change that. I have to change that.
It wasn't that bad.
I know, but
it's not like you're like, get these rats off me.
I know, but like for someone who makes a living using my voice.
I love that you didn't know what was there.
I thought I had changed it, honestly. I guess I hadn't. Wow.
It's good. It's good. The thing is, I have never been like, what's their iPhone signature?
Right.
But again, I don't read the emails.
Should I record a new one right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be fun.
I love that. Okay. Now, how do you feel about rhyming?
I like iambic pentameter. Okay, for real, why am I the only one who's like a puddle of sweat right now?
Really?
Yeah, it's hot in
I'm
here,
not
right?
Yeah, I'm hot-ish.
I feel a breeze.
That's the AC,
Feel
but
a cross
it's like
breeze.
not. I truly think. I think you guys. I think I hit menopause. I think it's happening right now. I am looking for. Sorry, I'm also. Okay, guys, it's gonna take me a second to figure out how to do this. roughly where it is?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sounds.
Sounds. There we are. And haptics.
And,
okay.
Yeah, what's a haptic?
It's like when you touch the keyboard and it like kind of bounces back at you. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing it.
My kid's Morpheus and haptic.
I've never seemed older than right now, the way I can't find anything on my phone.
Can I ask you, did you know you wanted kids?
Yeah.
You did.
I did.
Okay.
You know what? That's a more interesting conversation than this, especially unless someone can tell me where to change my outgoing voicemail.
I can.
Yes, I always knew I wanted kids. But when I started trying to have them, I didn't feel like my biological clock was ticking. Like I didn't have this thing where every time I saw a kid, I was like, oh, I hope that's me one day.
Like when Harry Met Sally, I spy a baby.
Yeah.
That monologue that everyone at my college did. I'm like, you have to do something from a play, not when Harry Met Sally.
So I just knew that given my age, like I got to get on the ball.
Right.
And then I ended up doing IVF. Like I wasn't able to get pregnant naturally, but because I have endometriosis and blah, blah, blah. But
You
anyway.
go to voicemail, then greeting.
Oh, okay. Great. So yeah, I think in the same way that I was saying before that like this feeling of like I'm losing like some piece of myself or something at times, which I feel even like bad having said that before. I hope no one misinterprets what I'm saying. Cause I love my kids and I love being a parent. There's just like these, you know, it can be hard.
I hate babies.
You become of use in a different way.
What?
It's like your function changes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think that like if biology and age wasn't a factor, I probably would have kept putting it off until it like felt like, oh, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time,
okay.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Okay.
You don't want to Google how to wash a baby's dong.
Oh, God. That stuff like that comes up a lot with
You're
kids.
like, I would have put it off till I had 8 podcasts.
Yes, exactly.
Minimum.
Okay, here we go. Voicemail. Oh, there we go. Okay, greeting. Hey, you've reached Allison. I can't get to the phone right now. Leave me a message and I'll call you back. How was that?
That was
Smile in your
beautiful.
voice.
Let's hear
Yeah.
it.
Uplifting. What if it comes back drunk? Like you can't record it.
You've reached Allison. I can't get to the phone right now. Leave me a message and I'll call you back.
Oh my God, that's a confident lady,
I'd
right?
It is.
She did.
I'd be thrilled to hear it.
Hey, you've reached Allison. I can't get to the phone right now. Leave me a message.
Is
and
it
I'll call
too
you
much?
It's like you did the snap.
Is it too
you
much?
did the Tony Robbins. No,
Okay.
I like it. I actually appreciate it.
All right.
Put some energy into this world. Some people are just dead all the time.
Some people are drunk all the time, apparently.
That fool is eager.
Yes.
Um.
So
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Life. It's happening all around us.
Do you want kids?
No.
You know you don't.
I've never wanted them. However, I think I probably can't anymore. I don't know.
Based
I
on-
might be able, based on age, I think.
Hmm.
I could get probably, I don't know. What could I do? I don't have no idea. I've never asked a doctor. I've never inquired. I would adopt if I were in a situation where I felt like, oh, I'm in a good, I have a good partner.
You've never asked how it works, or
Yeah, how does it work?
So when a man loves a woman, I'm just kidding.
I have to sleep with Charlotte York's husband.
Yes.
And I have
that's
to
not gonna
make
work.
it happen. I can't believe it. Yeah. So
I mean, if you decide you could,
I could
IVF would
okay.
most likely work. It's just like a huge undertaking and it's expensive and it's a
Right.
whole thing. And
Okay.
especially if you are already thinking adoption and that appeals to you, like, but
right.
so people, when you're doing IVF, people will say like, what about adoption? And it's like, that is also not easy.
It's not easy. I also have health stuff in my past
Yeah.
that I feel like they'd be like, what if this woman just drops down? It would be character building.
Pop
Hey,
your mic up
gonna-
just a tiny
That's
bit,
going to be
thank
my
you.
thing
Yeah.
in my application. I will build character.
Right. By dropping dead. Yeah. I mean,
So I don't know. I mean, the IVF thing is interesting though.
mhm.
The only thing about adoption is I don't love surprises. I feel that way about I had an experience once where I really wanted a dog. Then I brought it home and it was a biter.
Oh.
And I know you love the kid no matter what,
Mhm.
but will you?
What if she's a biter?
Right.
What if, I don't know. I don't love the surprise element.
Well, I will say, with your own kid, that was very insensitive language, and I would like to correct myself. With your genetic baby, they surprise you all the time, but that's just sort of in the scope of things. But I think if you go into it with a certain mindset, maybe if it was not your genetic baby, then every time they surprise you, you might view it through a different lens. That was very vague. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
No,
like if you're already feeling
Right.
like the reason adoption might not be for me is because of the surprise. I don't like surprises. Then it might be a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Can I edit this a little bit and
Yeah.
go back and say that's probably not the whole reason. That's just one thing I'd be scared of. I think I'd also be scared of like what you're talking about, my time and my identity, and it would take over probably a huge part to take my life in an entirely new direction.
It does.
Yes. And I admire people who are willing to have kids in any form, because I feel like
We're selfless.
it's a grandiose gesture. Like I feel like you can go through life doing nothing and taking no action. Like I feel like
That's
I've
my plan.
taken some risks. Are you married?
No. I plan to take no action whatsoever.
He has a great cat.
Well, that's the thing is like it's possible to just not do it. Like I'm not married either. I've never had a kid. I don't have a dog. I even have a dog. And so I respect people who take big swings in life and make choices that will actually alter them in a really significant way. I'm sure I've had certain things happen in my life to me that have altered it, but I feel like it's a different thing to have agency and so I respect it. But
thank you.
Yes,
it is interesting. Like
where's my sentimental music? To have agency.
It was that the whether to have kids or not part was always very easy for me because from the time I was little, I always knew I wanted to have kids. I think it would be harder if I was sort of on the fence and like, maybe I would like it, maybe I wouldn't. And, I don't know. That's a whole thing that I never dealt. My thing was like, will I be able to have kids? And then this thing of like, I don't like being pregnant. Having a newborn is hard. Like there's a lot of aspects of parenting that are hard. I'm tired, but I feel like I can't, not that it stopped me, but like I feel like I can't complain about it because I put listeners through years of me belly aching over infertility. And then it's like, I got what I wanted and I'm so uncomfortable,
I can't even, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I've never been pregnant. I have been careless. I feel like, I don't know if there is such thing as destiny. Maybe it just wasn't destined to happen. And my mom, before she died, said to me, she was like, "It's okay if you don't want to have kids."
Interesting.
And I thought, wow, I felt like she really knew me by saying that.
Yeah, like intuited it.
Yeah, and it kind of came out of nowhere. I felt like she was just giving me permission to just live my life the way I wanted to live it.
Before she had said it, did you feel like it was an expectation?
No, and that's why I was kind of surprised also, is that I didn't know that she thought about me. I was like, you had a thought about me? But so I thought it was really like a kind of generous thing to say at the end of her life, that she could kind of see that wasn't going to happen and that she, I guess, loved me or validated or supported my path regardless.
Right. That is sweet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am forgetting because I know you came on and we did a Monday show and we went like very in depth about a lot of stuff. And I recall your relationship with your dad, but I'm forgetting what was the nature of your relationship with your mom.
I think that I actually resented my mom for not leaving my dad. And my mom was really a creative person. There's something kind of witchy about her also. After she died, my cousin was like, I hope this is okay to say, but your mom kind of like reminded me of a my mom had a really high voice and a really low laugh. So she
Really?
she kind of like walked and talked like Marilyn Monroe, and then she'd be like this.
That's fun.
And she smoked, and she would always like lean over the stove smoking and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of she played a lot of solitaire, ate a lot of Jolly Ranchers.
Ooh, what was her favorite flavor?
I don't know.
Maybe
We'll
she
see
liked
if we
them
can
all.
ask her.
Yeah.
Mom, if it's strawberry, send a breeze.
Yes.
Oh, a bird just fell dead off the roof. That means it was watermelon.
No.
I mean, it would be amazing
That would be
if
amazing.
so.
But yeah, I mean, my mom was a really very unique person, and people really liked to confide in her, and she would read your jewelry too. So she had like a psychic streak. She went through a phase where if you gave her like a bracelet, she could tell you something that happened to you when you were a kid.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, and she took a few Kabbalah classes, which is something that I then ended up doing like during lockdown, as I took 5 levels of Kabbalah. Because what else are you gonna do?
Yeah. Do you wait? But I don't see the red string bracelet. When
I
do you get
know.
that? Oh,
I just don't wear it.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear a string, and also like in the shower, like a wet string.
I know that from my years as a young person of wearing a friendship bracelet. Boy, do they get wet and soggy, and then you're
Right.
just left with like a wet string on your wrist.
I can see you being good at making those.
Thank you.
I was so bad.
You read jewelry too. I was good at making them. I made them for everyone, and there was like I knew
Right.
2 different ways of making them. Your standard like flat way, then there was a way that was more like
Diagonal.
it like made like a little
Oh.
square, like a lanyard feel.
Right. And what about the one that would go in your hair too?
Oh, a hair tie.
Yes. I used
So-
to make those.
You made those?
I think I did it once. I think I learned how to do it.
I never learned, but I did pay someone on a beach in France, which makes me sound very fancy. My sister and I both got them, and I left it in for a long time, and then finally I took it out with the hair inside of it. I think I probably still have it somewhere.
Did you go to France in high school?
No, this was the summer between freshman and sophomore year of college when hair wraps were all the rage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you took French in high school, or Spanish, or
I took Spanish in
Okay.
high school, and then after I went to France,
I'm like, it must correlate to where you travel.
In college, I took Spanish, and then after going to France, I decided I wanted to take French. So, do you speak French, right?
A little bit, not really.
Mhm.
Un
Yeah.
peu, un peu.
Un petit peu. Jeff speaks
Un petit
French.
peu.
We just
Clément.
we on grand pamplemousse.
Ooh.
Is that a big grapefruit?
Yes.
You are a big grapefruit.
Oh my
See,
God.
you never lose it.
I
You-
did a monologue in French for a competition that I remember a little bit of. It was a Molière play, and it was like, Mon père, voilà ma cousine qui vous dira que si bien que moi, que le mariage... Wait, I'm screwing it up. Mon père, voilà ma cousine qui vous dira aussi bien que moi que le mariage ne doit jamais arriver qu'après les autres aventures. Does that make any sense?
The beginning of it did. It was something
Okay.
about dinner.
Okay.
And my
No.
dad, my
My
dad,
dad.
Yes.
my
Your dad
dad,
figured
and then
Okay.
blah 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 blah. Me also, blah
Yes.
blah blah.
Okay.
Wait, do it
This is
slower.
amazing,
Let's see if I
actually.
can get
Okay. Mon père,
it. My dad.
voilà ma cousine,
Here's what I cooked.
my cousin, actually.
Oh, really?
But I might be mispronouncing that.
Oh,
I think
yeah. I'm just
cuisine would be
thinking
that.
it's a
Cuisine.
cognate or something. Yeah.
Qui vous dira,
Who wants to say?
or who you're talking to.
Okay.
Aussi bien que moi.
Also, BNK. Also, I'm good.
I think it's like you're just talking to both of us.
Oh, okay.
Aussi bien que moi, que le mariage.
Calamari Marriott.
That is so funny. That the marriage,
Que
que le mariage ne doit jamais arriver.
ne doit jamais. What then? What?
Ne doit, wait. Que le mariage ne doit jamais arriver.
Isn't called an arrival.
Kind of. Qu'après les autres aventures.
Something the other venture.
Yes. This is like, I'm blown away, actually.
But what? But what does
Madame,
that mean?
I'm blown away. Dad, you're telling me and my cousin,
We can't get married.
oh, we don't think that marriage should come until after a number of adventures.
Oh,
Or maybe it's you're saying that to us. Or, oh yeah, we don't think you're saying this to us, but we want to go out and have fun before we get married.
I mean, it kind of all relates to what I'm saying about the timing of having kids.
Yes.
Pune Basser
Yes.
Oh my God,
name.
Jeff. Oh my God. I went to my high school reunion and I saw Pune Basserpoo.
What?
So Pune Basserpoo is
Basserpoo.
a gal that I went to high school with. And I said her name on the show once and Jeff made it a drop. Everyone thought it's Vasserpoo, but it's Basserpoo. I saw her at my high school reunion. I didn't talk to her because it was just, I was overwhelmed with, like, there was a lot of people to talk to. It was a lot of small talk. I would have liked to talk to her. I feel bad that I didn't, especially because she's a part of this show.
Do you at least give her a pint glass?
Maybe I'll send her a sticker. But she has 500,000 followers on Instagram. She's like a Persian TV star.
Wow.
Our listener, Dr. Angela, listener of the show. Hi, Angela. Her Persian coworker is very familiar with like Pune because she has a skincare line. But anyway, I kept taking screen grabs of like a picture of Pune, not there, but afterwards when they've posted photos of Pune at the reunion and then like her Instagram thing to send you and say, update on Pune Basserpoo.
Pune Basserpoo.
But I don't know if this happens to you guys. The times that I would be thinking of sending it was either like it was like so late at night. I don't know. I never had the moment to send it that felt right. So now I'm telling you.
Wow.
Mindy Cohn did that to me.
Oh, love Mindy Cohn. Yeah.
How was the reunion? Otherwise, I've never gone to one, so I don't know.
I had never gone to one either. And so for you guys, for the full lowdown, patreon.com/Allison Rosen. I sounded drunk again. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. I did a full episode with all the dirty deeds. But anyway, it was every single person when I mentioned that I was going was like, oh, that sounds awful. Oh, I would never go to mine. Oh, God. Especially Daniel was so not on. I mean, he wasn't saying. We actually had a little thing about it because I was like, I think this would be a good thing for me to do. I think it'd be good for the show, and I am inclined to do it. And from the moment I mentioned it, it's just nonstop shitting on it. And he's like, I'm sorry. I just can't imagine anything I'd rather do less. Like, and I'm like, you don't have to go. Right. So he was the most negative about it. It was fine.
Did he? So he didn't go?
No.
Okay.
But, most people didn't bring spouses. I was surprised.
Okay.
I would say like an eighth of the people brought a spouse. Like it was
a little key party going on there.
I mean, maybe, but also I think because probably most spouses are like, that sounds terrible.
Right.
So it was just ultimately where I landed with it is if it had been the grade school that I went to, my kindergarten through 8th, that was very small, where everyone felt, I mean, that was like a tough, socially, that school became very tough in 7th grade for me, and like almost traumatic. But those people I knew extremely well. And then I went to a small college, and those people I knew extremely well.
Okay.
If it had been either of those reunions, I think it would have felt more like, oh, that filled my soul to see these people that I know really well. Whereas high school, I didn't know who I was.
Right.
I felt kind of like not a part of most things. I had a tiny group of friends, and I just high school wasn't a big deal in my life, and I wasn't a big part of that high school. So I was in a room with like a lot of people where I know who they are, they know who I am. But we didn't hang out a lot, so it felt like a lot of small talk. Except for it was
people
nice.
asking you about the show and about Adam Carolla and
Actually, no. That wasn't, when I say they know who I am, I don't mean like they know that I'm a podcaster. I mean like they remember me from high school, sort of. But like, it wasn't like here's a ton of people that I can't wait to reconnect with. There were some people that I was excited to reconnect with. But on the whole, it was like by the end, I was like, my throat hurts from talking above the music or the crowd, or it was just a loud room.
What was the venue?
It was this clubhouse in Corona del Mar. There's like this the Port Streets are these houses in this area, and there's like 2 clubhouses in this division of houses, and there's like a pool, and there's like a little kitchen, so it was catered and it was nice.
You go in alone, it's like death. You go in alone and you leave alone.
Yes, except that I had my friend Katie, who was one of my good friends in high school, and we're still in touch, but I haven't seen her in years. She and I had talked ahead of time about both going. So I texted her and I said, like, I was like, what time are you guys going to be there? And I said, I'm going to be here at this time. And then she said, we're outside. How would you interpret that?
We're outside?
Yeah. Like if I said I'll be there at 7:22
Right.
and she said we're outside
Waiting for you.
That's how you would interpret it? You also?
Yeah, that means we haven't gone in yet.
Okay. So, you're right.
Yeah,
I
see
didn't
what
take
you're
it that way. I thought it was like if you're meeting someone at a bar, like, oh, I found a table outside. So
Oh, sure.
because they were getting there between 6:30 and 7. I was getting there at 7:22.
They don't want to go in.
They, I think, had already gone inside, and they came back outside to wait for me and walk in with me, which I thought was so nice. But because I'm an idiot and didn't realize that, I took forever to parallel park. It was one of those.
Then I contoured my nose.
I fucking did an Instagram story. I took forever to parallel park because it was like that kind of thing, and then I was like, I feel like I should do an Instagram story beforehand. So I took a little video, and then I got out of the car to make sure I was parked well, and then I got back in the car because I didn't think I was parked that well. And I mean, I probably was anxious about going in, and I was just taking my time and trying to collect myself. But then I'm walking up, and there's 4 people waving at me, and I wave, and then I look behind me are they waving at me? 'Cause it's been years since I've seen them, and I get closer, and I'm like, it's them. And then they're like, was that you who drove by in this car? And I said, yes. And my friend Holly is like, I told you guys that was her. And they're like, what took you so long? And I felt it was fine, but
You did
didn't
a full Patreon episode in your car.
I did. Finally, 30 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I just have to tell you, I did an Instagram story, and I'm embarrassed that I did that, but I did. I explained it.
It's
but,
nice that they were there.
Yes.
You. So I would be so alone going in, I think.
Mm-hmm. Are you friends with anyone from high school?
From other classes, yeah.
Yeah.
And the people I am still friends with from my class probably wouldn't go. But yeah, what's interesting to me too is the relationship with Daniel. So he didn't want to go to this, but does he go to other stuff with you?
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, okay.
But I would say most of the things that he goes to with me are somehow career related, because that's most of this social stuff I do probably.
Okay.
Or he's actually, it's been a long time.
Do you go to stuff with him that's just his friends?
Yes.
Okay.
But actually it's been we're not that social anymore. We just don't really have the time. And we're introverted recluses. But yeah, he goes to most things with me, I would say. And I go to most things with him if we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a balance, I feel in a relationship where it's sometimes you're kind of there to support or whatever.
Right. If I had really wanted him to go, he would have gone. But I think once I saw that most people weren't bringing spouses, and I think he just has feelings about his own high school experience.
Sure. That
were coloring it. Would you ever go to a reunion, Jeff?
I haven't gone to one. The first one that we had for my class, it was you could kind of see the list, and it was all of the people that I wasn't still in contact with that I was excited to see weren't going to go. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of thought,
it would be so fun to crash a reunion and pretend you went to the high school.
To crash someone else's reunion?
Yes. I feel that would be even more fun to crash than a wedding.
Yeah.
Just be like, Randy, what's up? Don't you remember me?
There were people that came up and would hug me. And I was like, I don't think I knew you then.
Right.
But I also feel I don't think they thought they knew me. I think they were just being I don't know. It was weird. I think they were just being friendly. But I did find out some hot dish, which I've shared on the show. Oh, wait, no, you were there when I shared the Pedro Pascal thing.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right. Yes, I was here.
Yeah.
That's
so for Jeff, Pedro Pascal, you know who that is, right? Patreon.
Pascal?
Yeah. You know who that is? Oh, Pascal.
No.
Oh, he's an actor. He plays the Mandalorian.
Okay.
He was in The Last of Us as well, I think.
Sorry, my brain just went back to kids for a second.
Okay.
Keep telling him.
I'll make this
yes,
fast.
Yes. My brain floated, but
He's a hot actor. He's a famous actor right now who's from Chile. I did not know that he had been in my class at that school. He left before that. My school included 7th and 8th grade, so he was there in 7th and 8th grade. But I was very aware there was this big scandal, the UC Irvine fertility scandal, where this fertility clinic connected with UC Irvine, all of a sudden was like in the news all the time because they had been using eggs from women and then turning them into embryos and then putting them into other women who thought that they were their own egg, like it just monkeying around with whose eggs and whose embryos were going to whom. And
so it is kids related.
It is, yeah. And having great success, like their numbers were crazy high because everyone who went to them got pregnant. And then it started coming out that they had done this. Or I don't know the details, but I remember because the daughters of the two doctors had gone to my high school. And I did youth and government with them. One of them is his sister. He has a different or other last name. It's Balmaceda. So anyway, that was my brush with fame. Kids, yes, Lizzie.
Oh no, I think when we were talking about it, I started to feel panicked, and I was like, "Why do I feel so like?" Because I feel like I never planned anything in my life. Really. I never put it in the calendar.
Right. I think that's
like it was like an idea, you know. Like I think some people are like, "This is what I want to do, and this is how I see it going."
Mm-hmm.
Almost like kind of a vision board, but in a more structured way.
Right,
know?
Right.
And I think I just never imagined it or really thought of it as an actual possibility.
Yeah.
It was always just like, well, what if I get pregnant? Like, I think I've just felt like maybe an eternal teenager or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be so crazy to be pregnant. It's like, well, now it really would be. Actually.
I remember hitting that age where it's like, because I think, I grew up with the TV movies where it's just like, oh, what a tragedy. She has her whole future ahead of her. And now she's 15 and pregnant in high school.
Yes.
And I was just like, that's so glamorous. Like, I don't think I would, but like, if I had gotten, knocked up as a teenager, like, I could be the star of my own TV movie in my mind. And then I remember that age. I wasn't even having sex then. I think because I was such a late bloomer, I was just always like, there's something so cool about the kids who do that. Part of me felt that way.
I was the opposite. I was a fast bloomer.
Oh, you were? Okay.
I was the first to get my period. I got my period when I was like 11. Boop. Like I just got everything at once, kind of.
Yeah. But I remember the age of like, it wouldn't be a tragedy if I got pregnant anymore and it wouldn't be an inconvenience. It's like, this is actually an acceptable age to get pregnant. That feels weird.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And that was once you were married, or was it before?
I think it was,
or early.
I think it was
like
probably in my early 30s.
Oh, okay,
I had that feeling of like, because in my mind it was still like, oh God, I hope I'm not pregnant. I hope, little did I know, like I could not really get pregnant, naturally. But so I always hate. Now I think it'd be different. But when I was younger, I hated when people are like, what's your 5-year plan? I'm like, I just want to be happy. I don't know. Do you hate that question?
I think it's so bizarre because I think what you want changes.
Yeah.
Or what I want changes. I shouldn't say that for everyone else. I mean, I think it's probably a good idea to have a plan, but I don't know. I'm just lost in the ocean right now.
To me, it was like the 5-year plan thing. It's like, I don't want to feel that I messed up or that I don't want to feel disappointed if this thing doesn't happen by this age.
Right, right.
So I don't want to adhere to anything like that.
I feel like with comedy too, like people are like, by this time I'll have this and by this time I'll have this. And it's like, we can't control everything.
Right.
I also read The Language of Letting Go every day. It's this like...
Oh, yes. I have that book.
You do?
Yeah. I haven't looked at it in a long time. I really should.
It helps me so much. The daily... I think today was about overspending and underspending, actually.
I need to look at this book.
Oh, wait, no. Today's about ending relationships and how to end relationships. But it helps me every day. But part of that is kind of like letting go of your idea of how things are supposed to be and understanding that everything is working in some way.
Right.
You know, I mean, things are still unfolding and happening, but I don't know. Sometimes I read that, I'm like, is it really happening for the best? I feel like I've had some of my, just like over time, like,
right.
My optimism, it's like breakaway glass.
I hear that. Yes. I don't know. I kind of think, unless you get to a point where you're like, oh, I really did want that. I wish I had taken pains to make it happen. But like, we're talking about ways that you can make it happen if you get to that point where you decide that. I don't know. I think that like, it sounds like you're sort of trying to be present and figure out what it is you want. I think that's good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. I'll take it. Sold.
You keep going with that. This has been so much fun, and it started with skincare, and then we went to an even deeper level.
We went to what's under the epidermis,
which is what? Like fascia, fat pads,
the bands. Aren't there like bands and?
Well, in your neck, there's like platysmal bands, tendons, and
that's why when she talks about the zapping of the neck, that kind of like worries me because I just think of the neck as like such a fragile,
right?
Like. Especially because I just saw Macbeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lizzie,
yes.
Where might we find you? Plug all your things. This comes out in 2 weeks.
Okay. Come see me. Come see me perform every other week at the Cat's Crawl Theater. That might actually change, but if you go to Tasting Menu Comedy, that Instagram, I'm co-hosting a show every other week with Aparna Nantrilla and Brent Weinbach. It's been so fun. The show just has a really good energy around it. I still do tarot readings. If you want one, go to my website, LizzieCooperman.com. And I also put all my shows on my website.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And follow me at Allison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram and Threads and Blue Sky and all the things. There's too many things to check now.
Oh my God, Threads.
Yeah,
Okay.
Instagram Threads.
Yes.
It's kind of nice so far. It's throwing off my checking apps game because I'm like, I have another thing to check. And I'm on TikTok, the Allison Rosen over there. Did I mention my merch on this episode? I think I did, right?
Dequants on the Snappy.
Oh, God.
Did you mention that?
Oh, yeah. You can follow Daniel at Dequants on the Snap. He's not there
Quants.
anymore. Well, he's there a little bit, but actually he hasn't posted anything in a long time.
I mentioned a pint glass.
Okay, great. Great. AllisonRosen.com. Click the thing that says new merch at the top of the page, and it'll take you there. I've already mentioned Patreon. Jeff, what about you?
Patreon.
You can follow me on my Patreon. I do Tai Chi classes by mail. So if you go to patreon.com/tai-chi-by mail, all one word, and you can sign up there. There's one level. It's $45 a month, and I'll give you Tai Chi instructions, handwritten, and send them to you in the mail.
Now that is a great idea.
Thank you.
You guys, thank you so much. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen Show?